third suspect charged in the Donald Trump federal documents case faced the judge for the first time. Mar-a-Lago property manager Carlos De Oliveira is accused of conspiring to keep security footage from investigators. He is also accused of moving boxes containing classified documents for the former president. CBS News' Cristian Benavides joins us now from outside the courthouse in Miami. Cristian, what more did we learn from Carlos De Oliveira's appearance today?
Well, Lilia, this appearance is really sort of procedural. It lasted just about 10 minutes. It's supposed to be an arraignment hearing, but here's the issue, that Mr. De Oliveira did not have a Florida-based attorney. So what does this mean? This means that the arraignment will now take place tentatively on August 10th. And rather than Miami, it will take place in Fort Pierce. All of this is happening because of these charges that Mr. De Oliveira is facing. And I think we really have to look at some background here, at a little bit of context. Mr. De Oliveira is a property manager at Mar-a-Lago, someone who worked his way through the ranks, apparently has worked at Mar-a-Lago for over a decade. And just from our own reporting, we went to his neighborhood, a townhouse, a middle-class neighborhood in Palm Beach Gardens, just about 20 minutes north of Palm Beach. And this is not someone who is believed to be part of the inner circle of Mr. Trump's orbit. This is a property manager at Mar-a-Lago, apparently working his way up through maintenance. So a lot of questions about what exactly it is that will happen next with him. We know that he was unable to enter a plea because he didn't have a Florida-based attorney. He had a D.C.-based attorney, John Irving. Now this has been pushed, as I mentioned, to August 10th. And he's being accused of essentially pressuring another Mar-a-Lago employee, trying to get that employee to delete some surveillance camera footage, asking, how far back, allegedly, according to the indictment, how far back do the recordings go, saying allegedly the boss wants this deleted, this footage deleted. Now, we don't know if that is essentially what ended up happening, because the special counsel's office has said that surveillance camera footage that they received from Mar-a-Lago was critical to their case, and they did receive certain, surveillance camera footage. But again, I think the big takeaway here is that Mr. De Oliveira is not like Walt Nauta, who is a personal valet to Mr. Trump, who is within the inner circle of Mr. Trump, and a lot of questions about what that could mean as this case unfolds.
So, Cristian, take us back to the hearing. What was the purpose of that hearing today that only lasted 10 minutes?
Right. So he was unable to enter a plea. It lasted about 10 minutes, but the judge did set a bond, a $100,000 signature bond. Now, what does this mean? This means that no money actually has to be put up, but he does sign, and if he doesn't show up to his actual arraignment, which will take place on August 10th, then he would theoretically have to pay that. And that was essentially it. He was read his rights, he was read his charges. All he said in the courtroom was, "Yes, sir." And then after those 10 minutes were up, we all, the media here, we all waited for Mr. John Irving, who is his D.C. counsel, and Mr. De Oliveira to walk out of the courthouse. And I asked Mr. Irving, is there anything you'd like to say? And he basically said that it is now up to the special counsel's office to sort of show up and show their evidence. Why is it that they charged Mr. De Oliveira, saying that it is unfortunate that they did so. So we'll have to see how all of this plays out. But again, that hearing now set for August 10th, when it is believed that they will have local Florida counsel.
And speaking of the timeline, Cristian, the trial date for Trump is set to begin in May. Could this latest addition that's in the superseding indictment, being this person, Carlos De Oliveira, or the new charges against Trump, impact the timeline, the May timeline?
Well, they certainly hope that it does not. In fact, the judge said that during that August 10th hearing, he'd also like the former president and Trump's aide Walt Nauta to also plead to these new charges that were added on to them. So what the judge did say, or what is believed, is that it is not believed that Mr. Trump or Nauta will have to show up. Now, you'll recall for that Fort Pierce hearing, Mr. Nada, nobody was really expecting him to show up, and yet he was there. So unclear if Mr. Nada will show up there. We do expect that Mr. De Oliveira will certainly be there to enter his plea.
Cristian Benavides, thank you.